I perch on the worn oak floor of my childhood home in Eugene, knee-deep in shredded gift wrap, and the sharp chemical evergreen of a fake tree on Christmas morning. My younger sister Brooke spins a gleaming set of Audi key fobs between her fingers, the silver catching every colored bulb as she twirls like she's 20 instead of 32. I sit frozen. She shrieks, hopping in place. My very own car. Dad watches her with naked adoration. Mom presses pear-steeped palms under her chin, as though heaven itself has opened. Outside, the sleek black sedan gleams under the porch light, crowned with a velvet bow larger than every gift I've ever received combined. In my own hands rests a cheap ceramic coin jar painted like a cartoon puppy I stopped watching in elementary school. The sticker still clings to its belly, $1.99. Turn it over, sweetheart, Mom coaxes, pointing at the rubber plug. My fingers move like they belong to someone else. 2 brand new dollar bills drift out. Seed money for your house savings, dear, Dad declares with a careless flick of his wrist. You've always been our careful one, sensible girl, not like certain others. He shoots Brooke a playful wink, she pretends to pout. The quiet stretches until Mom rushes to fill it. Brooke has important new photography clients now. Creative people expect a certain presentation, you understand. Brooke flops beside me on the sofa, her cloud of costly fragrance pressing against my face. Don't stress, big sis, I'll show for you anytime. She taps my leg with syrupy sympathy. That old Civic of yours has to be wheezing its last breath. The Civic that hauled me over icy Cascades passes yesterday. The Civic I paid off a loan for years ago. The Civic more loyal than any human in this house. My lungs refuse to expand. 34 years of identical mornings crystallize in one searing instant. This is not a single incident, this is the blueprint of my existence. Only hours ago I had wrapped their presents with care. A hand-tooled leather satchel for Dad that ate half a month's pay, the pearl earrings Mom lingered over in a Tacoma gallery, the wide-angle lens Brooke offhandedly mentioned craving, all saved for, scrimped for, planned for. I had practiced my news the entire drive south from Tacoma. Lead civil engineer. The title I bled for with overtime and missed weekends, drafting structures meant to outlast us all. I had pictured their eyes shining, finally seeing me as more than Brooke's dependable shadow. Maybe this year will be different, I'd told every mile marker, every coffee stop, every snowy summit. My hands shake as I set the coin jar on the glass table, it clatters hollowly. Pardon me, I hear myself say in a stranger's voice. Powder room. I walk, not bolt, up the creaking staircase, past the gallery wall where Brooke's face claims 90% of the frames. The bathroom lock clicks like a verdict. My reflection looks back calm, eyes dry, mouth steady. I grip the chilled granite vanity and wait for sobs that refuse to arrive. Instead of ice tightens inside my ribs, concrete setting around my heart. People romanticize heartbreak. They shouldn't. Every valve squeezes, blood fights narrowed passages, breastbone throbs as if someone kneels on it. This must be how fading feels, quiet, methodical erasure. The night drags while I lie rigid in my old twin bed, listening to Brooke's bright laughter float upstairs as they map her maiden voyage in the new car. At 2:17 a.m. I rise. I pack only what is truly mine. The threadbare teddy from Grandma, college scrapbook, cedar box holding my first stamped drawing, the lavish gifts I gave them remain behind. Gratitude was never the point. The house sleeps as I descend with my single suitcase. My key rests cold in my palm before I lay it beside the coffee maker that will gurgle awake in 3 hours. They chose. Now I choose. Headlights smear into wet stars on deserted freeways. Dashboard reads 3:42 a.m., still technically Christmas. Wipers slap heavy snow while Dean Martin croons silver bells from the speakers. I twist the dial until only wind remains. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, I murmur to the vacant seat beside me, voice splintering on the final word. The sarcasm scalds. South of Eugene, my Civic's heater wheezes against the cold. 8 years, 220,000 miles, it ferried me through university, entry-level positions, every promotion. It never whined about switchbacks or cramped garages. Unlike the spotless Audi now parked beneath my parents' ridiculous bow, my car earned every inch of road beneath its tires. Near dawn my phone rattles. Mom's photo lights the screen. Not where are you? Not are you safe? Simply, did you settle the power bill for the lake cabin before leaving Tacoma? The cabin they purchased for escapes that Brooke commandeers for styled shoots. A logging truck roars past, showering my windshield with slush. For 3 heart-stopping seconds the world disappears until wipers carve a tunnel of clarity. My knuckles bleach on the wheel while memories surge faster than blades can sweep. 6th birthday, Brooke's mermaid extravaganza with balloon arches, live mermaid, Fortier fondant ocean. Mine the next year, supermarket sheet cake, 3 classmates, crepe paper streamers from the bargain bin. Your sister thrives on socialization, Dad explained. You're naturally self-sufficient. Self-sufficient, family code for you'll manage without us. Graduation, salutatorian, speech on resilience polished for months. 3 empty seats because Brooke's varsity volleyball tournament ran long. We'll watch the video, Mom swore. The DVD gathered dust on my bookshelf until I moved out. Your sister needs the boost. You always land on your feet. Land on my feet, code for figure it out alone. College, 30 hours weekly slinging lattes and shelving books, 18 credit semesters to finish in 3 years, patching loans with scholarships while Brooke discovered herself in Florence and Barcelona on parental plastic. Your sister is searching, Dad claimed on one rare call. You've always been so certain. Certain, code for your dreams aren't worth funding. The phone buzzes again, Dad this time. I let it die into voicemail. First pale light bruises the sky as tears turn headlights into comets. I ease onto the shoulder, flashers pulsing, forehead against the wheel. The pattern sharpens into painful focus, Dad wielding dollars like a gatekeeper, Mom wielding guilt like a leash, perfect tag team, one controls resources, the other controls feelings. The phone rings once more. Not blood. Lena Morales, college roommate, chosen sister. Where are you right now? Her voice warm, steady, spills through the speakers. Southern Oregon somewhere. Heading south. South to where? Don't know yet. Silence, then, drive to San Francisco. Crash with me. Real family doesn't do this to each other. Lena remembers. She watched care packages arrive for me filled with ramen and socks while Brooke received cashmere and concert tickets. She ate Thanksgiving with me in empty dorms the years my parents whisked Brooke to Breckenridge and Waikiki. I'd be imposing, stop. Lena's tone sharpens. You've spent 34 years carrying everyone. Let someone carry you. The sentence splits me open. Carrying flows one way in my family, toward Brooke, toward my parents, never toward me. All right, I breathe, stunned by my own answer. Ping me your location every hour. I'm prepping the guest room now. Call ends. I merge back onto the interstate, snowflakes thinning. For the first time since Eugene, my shoulders drop an inch. By 7:40 I cross into California, welcome sign glowing rose gold. My phone shows 21 missed calls, 47 texts. With deliberate swipes I silence notifications from Mom, Dad, Brooke. The absence of pings feels like removing a too tight collar. Hunger gnaws. A weathered diner appears, its neon open a lighthouse. Inside smells of bacon and refuge. A waitress with frost-white streaks in her braid fills my mug unasked. Bad night, Han. Name tag, Dolores. Bad lifetime, I mutter, cheeks burning. She doesn't blink. Seen every shade of hurt in 40 years pouring coffee. Kin or sweetheart? Kin. She slides a laminated menu across. Blood makes relatives, sugar. Choice and kindness make family. Her papery hand covers mine a second. Special comes with double bacon today. I order it, cradling the warm mug like a heartbeat. Dolores's words settle as I watch snow melt on glass. Blood relatives for 34 years. Time to discover what chosen family feels like. 3 weeks later, I'm curled on Lena's couch in San Francisco. Phone vibrates, Dad again. I count to 12, silence it, add another ghost to the voicemail graveyard. Week 1, confusion. Week 2, worry. Week 3, veiled threats dressed as love. Evelyn Grace Harper, Dad's newest recording booms when I finally listen. Return that car this instant, or I'll report it stolen. Enough of this tantrum. My car. My title. My 7 years of payments. I hug a cushion to my gut against rising bile. Mom next, doctor says my heart can't take this stress you're causing. Do you want me in the ER because you're selfish? Delete. Delete. Lena's spare room glows apricot in morning light, warmer than my Tacoma apartment ever managed. On the dresser my laptop shows the transfer request I've rewritten 16 times. Dear Mr. Langford, I am formally requesting immediate transfer to San Francisco branch. Send. No nepotism, no begging, just my record, my designs, my proven worth. 3 hours later, approved. Lena leans in doorway, reading my face. You got it. Starts Monday, I confirm. Now I just need walls. Already texted Sonia from yoga, she grins. Manages rent-controlled units in the Mission. Safe, sunny, 15-minute walk to your new office. You didn't have, I wanted to. She drops beside me. Friends help friends. No ledger. The simplicity stings tears I've damned for weeks. Also book you Tuesday 4 p.m., she adds, sliding a card across. Dr. Patel, Trauma and Family Systems. I'm not broken, I whisper. No, Lena says. But you've hauled a boulder uphill alone for decades. Time to set it down somewhere soft. Tuesday the office smells of sandalwood and paper. Dr. Patel's glasses hang on a silk cord, her shoes make no sound. She lets silence breathe until words claw their way out. Favoritism, I finally spit. My whole life. How did that leave you feeling? Like my value peaked at $2. Later that week Sonia shows me 680 square feet, with west windows that drink afternoon sun. I sign before sunset. Futon, floor lamp, tiny desk, nothing extra. The bareness feels deliberate, room to become. Saturday Lena drags me to a community studio. Clay, she declares. You need something that isn't spreadsheets or survival. I resist until cool earth yields beneath my palms. The teacher, gray braid and turquoise rings, leans close. Don't wrestle it. Hear what it wants to be. My hands shake, shaping raw nothing into something. End of class I hold a lopsided bowl, ugly, honest, mine. For weeks post-Christmas the first video call comes. I answer on the fourth ring, stealing against old guilt. Where have you been? Dad barks, face crimson. Your mother's beside herself. Mom pats dry eyes. San Francisco. Office transfer. Without consulting us. Mom elbows in. So thoughtless. Old reflex, apologize, soothe, fix. Dr. Patel's voice overlays, your emotions are data, not debts. I needed distance, I say, voice level. Distance from what? Dad scoffs. From family, duty, maturity. From invisibility, I answer, startled by my calm. From being worth less than Brooke, from begging for love that should have been unconditional. Mom's tears switch on cue. How can you wound us like this? We love you equally. I'm no longer managing your emotions, I say. Only mine. Dad slaps the table. Call back when you're ready to apologize. Then I guess this is goodbye, I reply and end it. Rumors soon slither through old colleagues, I've cracked, I'm homeless, I've joined a commune. Brooke posts artful concern about mental health crises. My new team knows none of it, they know only the elegance of my load calculations. When Brooke appears uninvited at reception, Lena is dropping lunch. She's unavailable, Lena says frostcom, and will remain so for drop-ins. Wednesday nights I sit in folding chairs that smell of decades of coffee. 8 survivors of similar wars. Being blood doesn't earn a free pass, says Marcus, 60, estranged from his sister since the Clinton administration. Love without respect is just ownership. The sentence lands like a key turning. 6 months later my apartment breathes, pottery marches window ledges, real bed, rays that killed money worry. On the shelf the ceramic jar brims with $2 bills, 1 per week of liberty. Reminder, not revenge. First holidays approach with strange lightness, no gifts to buy that will be measured and found wanting. Just me, becoming someone I finally trust. 1 month more, a thick cream envelope waits like unexploded ordnance. Cousin Leah's wedding. My name alone in perfect script. No +1. Expected to appear solo, slip back into formation. Going? Dr. Patel asks. Yes. On my terms. Booked the Marriott for blocks away. Dad rang insisting I stay in their rented mansion. I let voicemail swallow his escalating pleas. The boundary is the message. 7 months of sessions taught me the language of armor. During one, Brooke texts again, dying to catch up before wedding chaos. I leave it on read. They've mobilized the cavalry, Uncle Ron on family loyalty, and Clara on Christian forgiveness, even Leah's groom via Instagram. Coordinated siege. How does it feel in your body? Dr. Patel asks. Throat closing, palms damp, slight tremor. Terrified, I admit. And exhilarated. Friday fog peels back as my plane climbs north. Over southern Oregon the clouds part, revealing the geography of every old wound. Heart hammering, I descend into Eugene again. Rehearsal dinner glows amber against dusk. I pause on the sidewalk, fingers tracing the obsidian pendant Lena fastened this morning. Courage isn't absence of fear, it's forward motion while terrified. I square shoulders, push open carved doors. Conversation stutters. Mom's hand flies to pearls. Dad's bourbon freezes mid-air. I have changed. The woman who fled Christmas wore defeat like a coat. This one wears tailored charcoal trousers, sapphire silk, heels that claim territory. Diamond studs flash as I nod polite hellos without rushing to anyone. Brooke approaches first, arms wide, smile faltering. You look incredible, she tries, arms half raised. Thanks. I step back, preserving orbit. How's the Audi? She glances away. Traded it for a Corolla. Practicality, you know. Over her shoulder I see parents whispering with Aunt Clara, Mom blotting non-existent tears, Dad's shoulders curved inward. Cousin Jade appears, gin and tonic in hand. Thank God you're here, she hisses. Your parents are selling the house, medical debt, they claim, but we all know they've been propping Brooke forever. Reality finally sent the bill. Champagne circulates, I accept a flute, watch bubbles rise and die. Uncle Ray grips my hand. San Francisco agrees with you. Lead engineer now. Eyes widen when I nod. Relatives circle, confessing they always saw the imbalance, murmuring Dad's layoff, Mom's new antidepressants. I absorb each revelation like tide from safe distance. Dad corners me, bourbon thick. Families stay together, Evelyn. Do they? Or do some cling while others are shoved overboard? His cheeks purple. We supported you, $2 in a dog jar, I say softly. That was your support. He sputters, retreats. In the restroom Mom materializes, eyes already glittering. We miss you terribly, reaching. I keep washing hands. I miss who I wished you were. On the terrace Brooke blurts, they repossessed the car. Clients vanished, Dad can't bail me out anymore. I'm scared, Evie. I never learned how. Once I would have opened wallet and schedule. Tonight I rest a light hand on her sleeve. That sounds terrifying. I'm sorry you're struggling. Her eyes widen at compassion without rescue. I can help you budget, but I won't carry this for you. Tomorrow looms, but tonight the old weight slides from my shoulders like rain. I am the woman who walked out carrying only truth, who built a life on bedrock I poured myself. Whatever tomorrow demands, I meet it standing on ground I trust. Next morning in the bridal suite sunlight gilds Leah's veil. Evelyn, your parents need you in the library, Aunt Clara whispers. Family emergency before the ceremony. Of course there is. The library door weighs 1,000 pounds. Mom sits arrow-straight clutching tissues. Dad paces. Brooke by the window in a dress that probably equals my old yearly bonus. Evelyn, thank heavens, Mom rises arms open. We must speak as a family. Ceremony in 40, I remain by door. Sit, Dad orders, pointing to the lone chair facing their tribunal. I close door, stay standing. I'm listening. Brooke steps forward. This has to stop. Dad lost his job, Mom's depressed, we're selling the house, all because you abandoned us Christmas. Classic trifecta, money, health, guilt. I lower into the chair, spine ruler straight. Sorry about the job, Dad. Glad you're getting help, Mom. Their faces falter at my calm. They're losing everything because of you. Brooke cries. No, because of choices made long before I drove away. I open the leather album I carried in my purse. Birthday side-by-sides, Brooke's circus, mine's paper plates. Christmases, graduations, vacations, pattern undeniable. Then bank records, my loans, Brooke's fully funded art odyssey. Dad flushes. We treated you the same, Grandma's inheritance hit, when I was 17, Mom. Dad's raise when I was 15. You had money. You chose her education over mine. Silence thick enough to chew. I lay out greeting cards across decades, Brooke's effusive, mine instructional. We knew you'd be okay, Dad mutters. You were always so strong. Strong shouldn't mean starved, I answer quietly. I set the ceramic jar on the table, append it. $2 bills cascade, 30 representing 30 weeks of freedom. This isn't about cash, I say. It's about what you decided I was worth. Brooke fingers one bill, voice small. I never saw it from your angle. They never taught me how to stand either. I stand. I'm open to relationship with two non-negotiables, family therapy and respected boundaries. Mom surprises us. We'll do it. Whatever it takes. I leave the money. Keep it. Remember what happens when you value one child above another. In the hallway my spine feels forged steel. Brooke whispers behind me, she's not the same person. She's right. The woman who fled Christmas morning is Ash. In her place stands someone who knows her worth is not negotiated. 1 year later sunlight floods my San Francisco apartment on Christmas Day. Friends crowd my table, aroma of rosemary and friendship thick in the air. To Evelyn, Lena toasts, who builds bridges literal and metaphorical better than anyone on earth. Heat rises in my cheeks. 1 year ago I left a key on a counter and drove into blizzard. Today I host people who chose me. And to lead engineer Harper, adds Jonah, his fingers lacing mine beneath tablecloth, steady warmth I'm still learning to trust, whose crew brought Richardson Tower in early and under budget. Jonah gets load paths and load bearing in hearts too. When he asked me for coffee almost 6 months ago I almost said no, old reflex. Dr. Patel called saying yes progress. Timer dings. Help with turkey. Jonah offers. Old me, I've got it. New me, actually, I never learned to carve. Could you? My phone lights, scheduled call with Brooke. I answer while Jonah wields knife. Merry Christmas, she says, background modest. Working retail and waiting tables has etched new lines around her eyes, but they look clearer. You look peaceful. It is home. I turn camera to show shelves of my pottery, once mud, now art. Dad hit 90 days sober, wanted you to know. Camera pans to him waving shyly from a plain apartment. Mom's volunteering at a food bank. They ask about you differently now. We end gently. At dinner laughter rises easy. No one glances at the ceramic jar on the mantel now stuffed with singles representing growth, not grievance. Later Jonah and I wash last dishes. I step onto balcony, bay lights shimmer, bridges I helped design stand proud. Worth isn't earned by usefulness, I murmur to the night. It's claimed by refusing less than you deserve. Jonah wraps a blanket around us both. Grateful. Beyond measuring, I lean into him. Sometimes the greatest present is knowing exactly what you will no longer unwrap. Through the glass the little jar glows softly, no longer a symbol of lack but of the moment I finally valued myself enough to leave.